Hello, my Stampin' friends. How are you tonight? Uh, Welcome to another episode of Live with Stampin' with Candice.com. Hopefully, this is going to my channels. It's being a little bit weird here. Give me a second. Not quite sure why it's not posting. There it is. Okay, it's working. I've learned I need to check because I've gotten partway into my presentation and discovered it wasn't working. So figured it's better to check first and give people a minute to get on. Hopefully some of you can join live. If not, welcome to the replay. Please feel free to give a shout out, say hello, tell me where you're from. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like to share, something, feel free to shout out and let me know. I'd be happy to answer whatever I can. Hopefully, you're having a good July and you had a good holiday weekend. I spent the time with my kids, and I am so tired, and family. But I have a fun project to share with you tonight. So we're going to get started here. Um, I'm going to turn this one on first if it will work. All right. So I know many of you have seen me share my projects from the Global Design Project Challenges. This week's challenge is to case the designer. And I was like, this is so cute. So I used it for the front of my card. Now, what I want to share with you today is actually the inside of the card. But we still have to decorate the outside of the card, the front of the card, right? So I used this design for my inspiration. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off. I just wanted to share it with you so you could see that. I'll turn this one off. And we'll switch to this one and get started. I did forget to introduce myself. If you haven't joined me before, my name is Candice Anderson, and I am from Hiram, Utah. So I don't have a whole lot to get started with here. I'm going to share with you what I am using. You've probably seen me use a lot of these many times. This is the Be My Valentine stamp set. This is an older one. It has a matching punch. I did use the punch for some of what I did today. And then this is the newer one that actually has scrapbooking kits that go with it as well. And it has dies instead of a punch. And I've mentioned this before, but the little bees that you can create are actually 3 different sizes. So for my project today, I used the bee and the punch from this one. I used the wings from this for both of them. And then I used the small one on here and the little flower. So that's what I've used. And I've also um, paired it with the pattern of friendship. I'm going to use the little happy birthday in here because I love to make birthday cards. I've also used the textured notes uh, dies. If you don't have these, I highly recommend getting them. They are such a fun way. I don't know, I'll lift it up a little bit, but they're obviously a rectangle cut, but they're all different, like little edges. So they're just super fun, easy to use to create some texture. So I've used this one right here. You can see the little edge that it creates on your uh, paper. So what we want to focus on, though, is the inside of our card. So we're actually going to start with the inside, and then we're going to move to the outside. So right here, I have just a standard piece of cardstock cut in half. So it's 8.5 by the 5.5. And I'm just going to fold it in half and score it. So this is going to be my card base. If you're following along, I did tell you to have a card base 8.5 by 5.5. Uh, yeah, or score it. So it's that 4.25. If you wanted to pre-score it, you could. Now this page, I'm going to open this back up so you can see it here. Normally, if you were going to do the inside and you wanted that little border, you would do it 4 by 5 1/4, but I told you to do it 8 and 8 1/4 instead of 8 by 5 1/4 because we're doing the full inside of this. Now we're still going to score it down the center so it folds here, but so we're just going to score here, fold here. So there are a couple different ways you can do this. Simple, easy way to pop a card out and do a pop out. The first time I made it, all I did was simply fold it over. Um, I did decide, and I did it on a designer series. Was doing it on a designer series paper, which is a little bit thinner. With the little bit thicker cardstock, or if you're using a colored cardstock, I decided it's a little bit easier just to score it. You don't have to. You can do either or. And I forgot to grab my ruler here. Um, and so I just marked the side that's going to be inside my card here. So I'm going to mark it at about 2 1/4. And again, it really truly can be about any size you want. It just depends on how much you want to pop. And I'm marking it at 1 1/2 here. And then this is my cutting blade. This is my scoring blade. And so I am going to line these two little marks up here and make sure I'm using my scoring blade. I'm going to go several times kind of pressing hard because I want to make sure it gets all the way through to the other side there. Move that out of the way. And then I'm going to fold it and I'm going to press it down. And then I'm going to fold it back the other way and press it down. And that's because once I flip it, I'm actually going to push it inside. So I wanted to make sure I had it nice and scored tight and pushed inside. So then now it's going to go into our card like so. And when we pop, it's going to create a simple, easy pop-up that we can do. Now, I've seen ones where they've placed stuff on the back of here so it pops up even more if you want to do that. I kept it really, really simple. I've pre-cut out, stamped and cut my little bees here. Oh, the one thing I was going to do, where did it go? Oh, I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm just going to color or add it onto the little wings to try and make them a little bit more, sparkly. And quick, easy, I just like to use my mini glue dots and place them at the bottom here. I love all the faces that you can put on these little bees. They're just, I don't know, they're just cute. I have had a lot of fun with this set, even when it was just a Valentine's set. I really liked playing with this one. So we're going to put our bees together, and you can put double wings on, make them fly up this way, whatever. There's lots of things you can do. There we go. So simple and easy. So the first thing we're going to do on the inside of our card here is I'm going to grab my black, and then there's like this little trail thing that, I don't know, it's like a little bee buzzing up. And I'm going to flip it this direction, and I'm going to just stamp it so it's part way. I don't want to go across my middle, but I want it to kind of go, so it looks like he's buzzing up to this section right here. I'm going to move this out of the way for a minute. And I'm doing my bigger bee, and I'm just going to put a glue dot on the very bottom, and I'm going to put it right here. Now I do want it so it's popping up above that, but when we close it, it's going to fold inside. One thing you want to be careful with, whatever you do, you don't want it to go beyond your thing here. So how much you fold might depend on what you're going to be putting in there for the pop-up. We're going to do one last thing, and we're going to grab our petunia pop here and our happy birthday. And we're just going to stamp happy birthday here. That wasn't very straight. Oh boy. Good thing it's clear and I can restamp that. There we go. So there's the inside. And before I put this in here, we're going to actually do the front part of this card. So again, we're using that design from the Global Design. Show you one more time really quick so you can see what I'm doing. Maybe we can leave it on there. I'll switch it and leave it on. So this is the look that we're going for on the front of this here. So let's see. If I move this one, hopefully it will leave it there. It's teeny, but you can still kind of see what I'm attempting to do here. I did do a little bit different on this. So I'm just going to grab my blending brushes here. And I'm going to start with my yellow right in the middle. And I'm going to get a little bit off. I like to do it onto my glass mat so I don't get like a really strong, not that it matters too much, but you can get like a really strong, hard area, and I want it to be more blended. And I'm kind of going a little bit in a really long oval circle type look. And we're going to switch and we're going to grab our pool party. And same thing. And just kind of go in a circle here. You can go like back and forth. I just feel it blends a little bit better if I can get a bit of a circular motion. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And I'm really kind of going for the different uh, levels of colors. You can see how it's kind of darker in some spots, lighter in others. And that is the look that I'm actually going for here. And then we're going to grab our petunia pot to finish this off. And we're going to do that down here on the bottom. See how that made that kind of heavy? That's what I'm trying to avoid by going on the glass mat first. You can also pick up a little bit more color from there if you want to. And move this out of the way. I'm going to grab this and clean my glass mat because I've learned if I don't, I end up getting it all over the place. I don't know if you've ever done that, but I have just a piece of black, and so the design would have been just to put it straight onto here. I wanted it to pop a little bit more. So I decided to add my own little twist, which is totally, whenever you're copying someone's design, casing, whatever, make it your own. So do what you want with it. So I liked the pop of black on there. And then I'm just going to add it onto here. And one of the other fun little things I kind of did, now I know that this is the bee trail, but I also just thought it was really cute with the flowers. So I'm going to ink this one up again, and I'm going to kind of put it just along here and along here. I just wanted that little pop of black on there. So now I have my dimensionals here. So I've pre-cut out my flowers, and I'm going to pull this back up again just so that you can see it for a second. You'll notice that we have the matching little parts here, and then it had the little embellishments. So I did the black instead on that there. So we're going to switch back to here so you can see what I'm doing. And I am just going to put a dimensional kind of over that swirl. So when I put this on here, you just kind of get the black popping out on each little side here. Maybe I can pick this up. There we go. And we'll add dimensional to this little guy. And I am going to pop him off of the page, the uh, thing a little bit. I went a little bit smaller than what they did, and I'm popping this one off. And then this one here, I decided I wanted a little bit behind it. So this is brand new. What is it called? It's Petunia Pop Iridescent Lint. No, sorry. Iridescent Ribbon. We're reading it in a different language there. So this one, can't remember. I think it just came out with the new online exclusives that are now available. It is part of the Halloween kit. And it is just, let's see if I can pull it up here so you can see it. It is so pretty. Look at that shine. And it's super like soft and thin and easy to bend. It's not like, I don't know, I really really like it. I'm gonna just say that right there. I love the color. I love that they put the purple into the Halloween stuff. So super fun. I'm adding a little glue dot in the middle there so I can fold it in half, and then I'm gonna add one more to the end, and I'm just going to pop it behind my little saying. And I did fussy cut this. It says, "You'll always be the one for me." And then inside it has the little happy birthday. Um, and we'll add some more dimensionals here and pop this. Again, I'm going to go off a little bit on the card. So there's the front of our card. Isn't that so cute? Simple. We could add some other embellishments, but I just kind of decided to leave it as is. So to put the inside here, it's going to be super simple and easy. I'm going to flip this over, make sure I don't have anything there. And I'm just going to add some adhesive. Now, we don't want to go in this triangle area because that is our pop-up. And just add some adhesive really quick. And then I'm going to fold it back the way it's supposed to be. And we're going to line it right up on the edge here and center it. And then fold this one down. And then when we're finished, we have this fun, cute little pop-up birthday card. So simple and easy. You can make it, like I said, there's lots that you could do. You could attach things here and make it pop up even more. Just keep in mind your amount of room that you have. You could turn it and go a long ways one. I don't know. I haven't tried that one yet. I believe I've seen this different places. It was just something kind of in my head, and I thought how easy to make a fun little pop-up. I'm sure other people have done it, come up with it, but hopefully you enjoyed that. I'd love to see what you guys create. Remember, you can join my Stampin' Fun with Candice group where you can actually share. I'd love to have you as part of that group, and you can share and follow along. There's new episodes of Scrapped. I will have a new episode this month as well, so be watching for that. And check out my other things on YouTube. And thanks again for joining me. I will be back again. Let's see. I'll be back again next Monday. And I hope you all have a great night. Remember, you can shop with me anytime at candiceanderson.stampinup.net. Thanks again. Love you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.